Hi, welcome to another video of my pneumatic hand with arm, compressor and vertical gear and pivot with gear and switch. Last time I ended with adding and stabilizing the pivot, the wrist pivot motor, and adding the pivot, or the more appropriately the wrist switch, this one, and the test ended in a very big oops, because the whole wrist was torn apart. And that made me realize that not only this wrist construction is not as good as it looks, but also that I need to change the software. For getting the wrist to function correctly, I had two solutions in mind. First of all, replacing these connection screws with an axis and then secured by two clamps, so these ones won't get so the hand won't get disconnected from the wrist again. However, I don't have enough of these clamps, and that is not nice. So I figured out another way. I won't use such short axes. I will use a long one, which will go through and through. So through this one and through this one. Then I need two of them instead of four. And if I do that through this one, this one, this one and this one, I'll only need 4 and 8 of these, which I exactly have, I hope. And then it should be alright. Another problem that I had last time was that these are getting torn or slide out of there. So I need to make a connection in between them so they don't slide away. Anyway, enough to do. Let's first try to replace this one and here on this side with this. So this is one. This is going through. Here goes the other. And then I need to push it all through. There it goes. I need number 2 for pushing on the end. And this is much less likely to be disconnected. Nothing is granted, of course, and you already see that this one is sliding out a little. So I need to be careful on this one. And now I have to fix the rest. I have put the axes in all four of them, so they're now through and through, and I had to take care of the wires and tubes, of course, for the inner two. And now the question is, how do I combine these? Because I don't have enough of these anymore, but in comes this one, and fortunately I can use it just as 3. 4 is too much. For 3 I have to push them a little bit towards each other, so let's just try and do it. Success not guaranteed, but if you don't try you will never know. That is one. And for some reason or another the second one always goes, or mostly goes harder. Yeah, alright. There it goes. And then this one should somehow fit. There it goes. And now when I turn it around, and then I mean of course the wrist, I see that I do not have much room for the same trick. So that might indicate that I have to use a longer axis. I do have it. Which is right here. So let me turn it back, and ouch, there goes one of my pneumatic cylinders. That is of course not the intention. Anyway, let me turn it back. I hope I do it in the right direction. Yes, I do. So that is a problem. This is a nice idea, but I need this one, because on the other one, on the other side, it definitely does not fit. Is this nicely working? Because that is what it is about. So far, so good. Yes, so far so good. So I better replace this one with the longer one. And that's some tedious work again, because I have to hold everything together. I only have 2 hands, like everyone else. So let's see how that works out. So now it is time to fix the other side with the new axis in the middle. And this turns out to be harder than expected. Alright. So now I have to turn it all back, disengage the motor as much as possible, not touching the fingers. And this seems to be nice enough. And during the reconstruction I noticed that the fingers come off easily, and that's also the reason that I usually don't touch them, unless of course I touch the fingers for the switches. Anyway, this is one part of the wrist being done. On hardware issue. The other part is once again this part. I still don't like this perpendicular construction. Well, it is not really perpendicular, but I just pulled it aside. I want this one really standing up here. Put it more inside. I want this one up here actually, and then this needs to be at this place. So this will go hanging from the rest. How to do that, I'm not quite sure. Maybe with the support in between, but this will not work at all times, because you don't know how this wire will end up, and if it stays this like this and it moves up, then you really do have a problem. So right now it stays like this, but for how long I don't know. Next point, however, in wrist function is the code. Because last time I figured that when you put this, the switch, it has to turn around, change direction, but in the old code I had it timed with 1 second, and just like with the with this pivot gear, 1 second in one way was not 1 second in the other way. Now 1 second is 1 second, no denying in that, but it didn't work out, and I had to use this pivot switch to actually disable the software and have it do like that. So what I'm going to try to do now is first take out the timing, remove it, and see if this switch makes any difference. It's not bipolar switch as for the base of the arm, but I can try anyway. So that's next. So after reconstructing the wrist, which shows that it works, I have to look at the code, and as I explained, this is the sleeping of 1 second, which is not the same as 1 second or equally as long lasting 1 second as here. So they go. Commenting them out for now. Then this is the blank line is a reminder for the status, which I abandoned last time. I introduced them and I got rid of them. So now I am listening to the digital switch, which for a good reason is actually to be disengaged. So if not pressed, then however, I am here dealing with a status, and this status is not really necessary now, because it is going via a switch. So if something is automatic, then you can have use a status. So right now I take this all out, and the same will be here, which also means that I have to take this out and to take this out, but that requires another thing, because let me think properly. If not digital 11, so if it's not pressed, go one way. If it is pressed, go another way. However, I want that very short. So I better say right here, if the digital 11, go the other way for now. So no sleeping and no status, and that should do it for now. And of course this is the motor. No, this yes, and this is the speed, and speed is quite important now, because I want to do it as slowly as possible. I don't have a slow enough motor, so this will do for now. Let's check if this works anyway. Very important. And then I will have to use the switch in hand. So let's do something. Yes, please. It's hanging somehow, but I'm pressing the switch and the wrist is not responding right now. Something is not right with the vertical motor. Yes, that is why. and it's only with tests that things actually show out how they really work. And this is quite difficult. So let's see how it actually works on camera. So I had to reposition the camera because with everything working the arm turns a bit, it's a bit long, so I have to give it enough space. And then I hope you will see this working as well. So let me start the software again. And then you can, as I press and release the switch, and the click you heard was from the pivot switch down there. Yes, now it goes the other way again. And this is my doing by pressing the switch and releasing it. So in itself it works. Although this clearly does not work because the motor is shaking very much now. So I better stop it and look at this, because this is not working well, unfortunately. Alright, so I need to improve this because this is clearly not solid enough. I need it to be really tight on it, and that is not happening with this construction. For the rest, the software now works with this little switch. The pivot switch right here works as a charm. So far no problems on this, no problem on this anymore. Very nice solution. Its speed is containable, but well, there is a big problem right now because I have to press the switch manually, while I want to have it like here somewhere, in the same way as the other pivot switch. But how to solve this one? Because I had already a problem getting it mounted to the arm, but this is not what I intend. I need it to be really fixed on both sides, and there is no room for it. There's no place for it on the arm to make this. So what can I do? This is only for preventing it to slide off. This is a very good question and big problem. And I really have to think about it. One possible solution for this could be this construction, which will slide over this part that I put here. So if I remove this, first I have to turn in this one, then slide this in, and this one slides over both, or is supposed to do so anyway. And in theory everything works nicely, but will it work in practice? That is the very big question. And right now I see a problem arising. And it is exactly this distance. So I may need one more piece in between. Like this. And that is too wide. So the question is, will this actually work? There's only one way to find out. Activate it. So that is what I'm going to do. I have to hold the switch. Is this going to work out? Alright, that is the pivot. Coming closer. And then why doesn't it turn further? The arm pivot, the base pivot works out nicely. But for some reason this isn't going to work. Or is it? And now it stops, and I guess it is the weight that causes the problem, but anyway, it doesn't shake anymore. So let me stop the program. In a way it is solved, in another way it is not, because this clearly shows that the weight of the hand, let me show clearly, the weight of this part of the hand prevents the motor from pivoting it through, which is too bad. But anyway, this is well, kind of solution. Not entirely fitting, but fitting enough for now. It is getting a little bit torsion here as well, so I may have to reconsider. For now, thank you for watching. If you like this video and haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. If you like my videos in general, please consider to do a small donation to keep my blog and videos alive and coming. And also see my Instagram, which is everything via my website. listed on my website, where you can find much more of my projects. And this is certainly going to be continued. Bye bye.